I can't wait to bring them on. I am Robin Cline, the founder and owner of Cline and Company Travel Consulting. I'm your go-to source for custom curated travel experiences. And before we begin, I want to remind you that I have a gift for those of you that sign up to become a Cline and Company Insider, which you can do on my website. You will see that scrolling across the bottom right there. And go there, enter your name and your email address, and you will get a sample luxury itinerary in your inbox, along with a weekly email update. Also, ask questions, please. Please type questions in the box there and tell us where you're watching from and let us know what you want to know about Croatia. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on Ivana Sepak and Marina Francic, I hope I said that right, from Experience Dubrovnik. And if I can get my mouse to work here, I'll have them on here. Here we go. All right. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
Good to see you. Good to see you. So, and thank you both so much because it is late at night there. So I appreciate you joining me in the evening. I don't do so well late at night, so I'm glad that you all look fresh and like it's early in the day.
So. It's our pleasure to be here.
Well, good, good. Well, we're excited to talk about Croatia, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But before we do, tell me a little bit about each of you. As far as Ivana, I know you grew up in Zagreb, which is the capital, and Marina, I don't know where you grew up, what part of the country, but tell us a little about yourselves.
Yeah, so I was born in Dubrovnik.
Oh, okay,
I lived
great.
a part of my life in Munich and finished there my high school, and then I came back to my hometown because it was always my wish and my dream to come back to Dubrovnik, and finally then in 2005 it came true. I enrolled here the RIT, the Rochester Institute of Technology, so American College, finished it there, and then started to work in different hotels first, and afterwards me and Ivana, who studied together, we decided to open our own little agency, and it was exactly 2016.
Right.
And we first started in Dubrovnik, as she's from Zagreb. I'm here from the south, so she covers the north. I'm covering the south. Our third colleague, which is Anna, she's, let me say, for the middle of Dalmatia. So we made a good team for our whole country. And now, over the years, we're starting to do whole Croatia. So we first started Dubrovnik, and then step by step, we went up to the north.
Well, that's wonderful. And you, Ivana, so yeah, we said Zagreb, obviously. And then, so how did you make your way to Dubrovnik?
It was college, and then I met this one.
Well, you guys have obviously teamed up and obviously enjoy each other's company and are great friends. And so that makes it even better for your clients too, because you work so well together and communicate well and know each other, and it's a group effort. So it's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk just for a minute before we launch into looking at all these gorgeous pictures and about the country. Let's just talk for a minute first about what travel is like, or what we think it's going to be like coming up here soon. Because as we know, just recently, things have opened up again and Americans are welcome again. But what are the protocols as far as coming to Croatia right now? What do we have to do in order to come?
All you have to do now is to have a negative PCR test, and that's it.
Okay.
Up to 48 hours before you enter, and that's it.
Okay.
I would say that Americans were always welcome. So there wasn't a single time when Americans were blocked from getting into Croatia.
Right. That it just was at one point. I think that the like restaurants and things had not shut down, but the numbers were lower, and so it was a little maybe not as attractive at that time. But fortunately, now it seems like people are really interested in coming again, and with the summer coming up and all of that, are you all starting to get more calls and getting more inquiries?
We're actually getting bookings, and it makes us very happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yes. Yes, we've all missed it. I know in my own, for me in the last couple of weeks, I've all of a sudden started getting calls and have been making some bookings and things, and it feels really good, doesn't it?
Well, we really thought that there wasn't anybody in Dubrovnik, but it turns out there is. I mean, we do cover entire Croatia, but Dubrovnik is our headquarters. This is where we live.
Okay. Right, exactly. And I think that's a good segue into, I think a lot of people, when they think of Croatia, they just think of the Dalmatian coast and don't think so much of inland and how much there is to offer. I mean, it's a beautiful country, and there's so much history and architecture and beautiful countryside and wineries. And here I am telling you about your country. You tell us.
Well, Robin, I really look forward to actually that our company will be able to show your guests what Croatia looks like live, not virtually. Yeah. I think we're all sick and tired of this virtual life.
Yeah. No, we definitely want to see more, and we'll take, like I said, I'm not stalling on the pictures. I just have one more question before we go onto the pictures. So because of the nature of your business and the way it's set up, you can do kind of, why we can work so well together is because you can arrange trips to be really anything that people want them to be. As far as, let's say it was a family and they had maybe some, teenagers or younger children, or maybe it's older folks, or maybe it's a group of couples or a tour. You can do things according to people's situation and suggest itineraries that really make sense for different groups of travel, correct?
We are very lucky. So both of us graduated from the same college, and our major was small business for both of us.
Yeah.
And after we graduated, both of us started working in hotel companies. Marina really went through all levels of a hotel company you can imagine. I was working in the marketing department of one bigger Croatian hotel company. And we were able to meet and greet a lot of different desires imposed on us by various clients. So right. For instance, I was able to work with children's groups directly. I mean, organizing everything for them, family leisure, and Marina was able to cater to luxurious clients, and it was all really working well for us. And it also brought a lot of experience for us.
Great. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And like you said, you've catered to and worked with people of many different ages and stages and different budgets and everything. So that's good.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to get these pictures up here, and I'm going to remind our viewers, whether you're watching live or even if you're watching the recording, go ahead and drop some comments for us and ask some questions, because even if you're not watching it live, we can still answer them later in the comments section. So fire away on that. And I will put the pictures up here. I'm going to hide myself, and I'm going to let you start talking about it. So tell us what we're looking at here.
What is there to tell? I mean, this is the symbol of Croatia, basically. The city walls of Dubrovnik that took ages to be built. This is, I think, the most recognizable landmark of Croatia, and it's also very, very recognizable for Americans.
Yes, definitely. Those terracotta rooftops are something we're all used to and love, and the blue water and the beautiful port. So, and you just took this picture recently, didn't you? Didn't you say you just took this recently?
Yes. So the lady that you see here sitting with me, and we also had one other team member walking with us to the top. There is a hill above Dubrovnik, above the old city. It's really beautiful and amazing. And this is where we had this view. And just day before yesterday, we had a hike to the top. It took us about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But and it was a really difficult ascent. But once you get to the top and you see the view like this, it's very rewarding. So it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
If you want to take the walk, you can also use the cable car, which is much faster. So it's like up
Oh,
to
there's a cable
3 minutes.
car. Okay,
There's a
good.
beautiful drive up to the top, especially in the summer when it's very hot. You don't want to walk up there. That's basically better in the spring or autumn time. And in the summertime, when it gets like up to 38 degrees, sometimes it's better to use the cable car. And it's an amazing ride. It is very short, but you have beautiful views from up there. You see the whole town in front of Dubrovnik, a beautiful little island that you also can visit. So there's plenty of things you can see while staying in Dubrovnik.
Nice, nice. Okay. And here's just another view. So this is where we were looking down into that harbor area. But we see these looks like a couple of churches in the background.
Right. So you see the dome of the cathedral, and you also see Saint Ignatius Church. Saint Ignatius Church, you just had a guest today. Walk of shame.
Yes, the one of shame.
Well, it
Dubrovnik became very popular because of HBO series Game of Thrones.
right.
That's why Ivana mentioned the St. Ignatius Church, where the Jesuit steps are located. And today I had a tour with some German guests, and we were exploring some sites of Game of Thrones in Dubrovnik.
Okay. All right. Great. And here we have a night shot. What are we looking at?
So this is a photo we stole from a friend. He had a walk just recently, and this was really beautiful. So here we see illuminated the rector's palace, and across the street just some houses, and this is basically what our city looks like. Our old city looks like in the evening. And if you see that blue light up at the top, this is the top of the cable car. And a very, very small illumination in the dark. It's actually a cross. And that cross is also located at the top of Srđ Hill, which encompasses the old town.
I see. Nice, nice. And another shot from the evening. That stained glass is just gorgeous.
Same author. Again, we stole from our friend. Yes, again, the stained glass you're mentioning, this is Saint Blaise's church, and Saint Blaise is the protector of our city.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think, and then
there he is.
Daylight. Yeah, great, great. It's just how old would the city be? What's the when was all of this built?
Well, we don't know how old the city is, so there are several assumptions. We can trace back the city's beginning to the 7th century. But there are some recent discoveries that tell us that the city is actually from 4th and 5th century.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're not suffering for any terrible sunsets, it doesn't look like to me. And it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. That's fabulous.
Yes. I mean, if this doesn't make you come to Dubrovnik, then I really don't know what is.
Right, exactly. Then you're not coming. Yeah. Yeah, and another shot with the beautiful terracotta rooftops. And then so I can see in the front kind of left corner here, there's some people on top of this. Is this what it's a wall? And tell us where that is that we're looking at.
So these are the city walls. This is well, basically, this is a terrace. So if you would continue going further to the right, if you were in the city walls, you would reach Bokar Fort. This is a fort before Bokar. And it was just one of the stations where basically in the Middle Ages, we were keeping an eye out that our city was safe.
I see. Okay. Yeah, just lookout points. I got it. All right. Well, and then there it is. So, and I know that this has become a very, very popular tour. I mean, there are even just Game of Thrones tours that for people that are just, fanatics of the series and the books and everything. And you do those as well, where you take people around to the certain places in the city where certain things were filmed and so forth. And then where is this housed?
Well, this in particular is on Lokrum Island. Lokrum Island is another beautiful green gem just across of Dubrovnik's old city. And this is where this Iron Throne is located. And this was given to us by HBO.
Oh, okay.
So this is not some Chinese replica
Right,
brought from who knows where. So this is the real deal. But HBO made a lot of these chairs. So it's not the Iron Throne you see in the TV show, but it's one of the replicas HBO personally made.
Wow, that's awesome. Fabulous. Okay, and now we are at that palace, correct?
Well, this is a fort, and this
Okay.
is a fort just next to the old city. It's Lovrianets Castle. You were there today. Does it look like this?
Yeah, very empty.
Does it still look like this today? Yeah.
Except for other people, yeah.
That's great. That's great.
This is also very popular for the series for Game of Thrones. A lot of scenes were shooting there, and it's, even if you're not a Game of Thrones fan, St. Lawrence Fort is an amazing spot in Dubrovnik. You have an amazing terrace up on the top where you have the beautiful view on the terracotta roofs. You see whole Dubrovnik, the island in front of you. Usually you can rent it also out for weddings. We have our summer festival. So you have Hamlet performing there in the middle of the summer. So you can imagine how beautiful it is in the night below the stars to watch to see Hamlet on such a location. So the only thing is that you have to do approximately 200 steps. But if you take several stops on the way, you will surely enjoy the walk up.
I was going to say, that would definitely be worth it. Another shot of the beautiful water. So the port must be very busy in the summer, huh?
Well, what we're looking at now is the town of Hvar on Hvar Island.
Okay.
Hvar is a very popular place. So this in particular, what we're looking at, this is a fort above the city, and it dates back from ages ago. And Hvar became a very luxurious hotspot in the recent years, and it became very, very popular also amongst Americans.
Ah, okay, I see. Oh, well, and it looks like there's several very big yachts there on this picture. So
There are.
A playground for people to come and enjoy that can do that. What about, how far is this from Dubrovnik? So is it someplace that you could go just for a day from Dubrovnik or not?
Not exactly. So getting from Dubrovnik to Hvar, well, in general, getting to islands is a bit tricky. So from Dubrovnik to Hvar, you can go in several ways. You can either take a regular ferry, which you have to take from a different place. So let's say you're located in Dubrovnik and you want to get from Dubrovnik to Hvar. You can take a catamaran. This catamaran goes twice a day. Well, this is in the high season. In the pre-season and the later season, it goes once a day. And from Dubrovnik to Hvar, it takes about 3.5 hours. But this is a catamaran, which means that you cannot have your car on a catamaran. So
Right.
it's only you and your suitcases, and that's it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. And so is this Hvar as well?
No, that's actually Korčula.
Okay.
Korčula is an island that actually is closer to Dubrovnik. And just because there is a peninsula across of Korčula, it makes it more accessible. So it's perfect for day trips from Dubrovnik, if you're situated in Dubrovnik, that is.
I see. Okay. That makes sense. Ah, now we're inland for sure.
Well, this is our beautiful national park. It's Plitvice Lakes. It's amazing. I mean, we would school kids in Croatia go and visit Plitvice Lakes several times during their schooling years. But for our guests, Plitvice is really a gem, something you get to see once in a lifetime.
It looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. And what, so we've got an arena here. Where is this?
Well, this is in Pula. So a lot of our visitors coming to Croatia, they tend to visit Italy as well. But also a lot of our visitors coming to Croatia perhaps for the first time don't even realize what beauties Croatia conceals.
Hmm.
And one of those beauties and hidden treasures would be this arena, which is also dating back from Roman era. Romans indeed had quite a lot of Croatia. So this
Yes.
isn't the only Roman ruin from the Roman era. And this one in particular is from the 1st century
Wow.
AD.
Where on the map would Pula be as far as is it north of Dubrovnik or inland or, well, not inland, obviously, because there's water, but yeah, where
Well,
would it
this could
be?
be a river. We're giving
Yeah.
you some credit. Come on. Uh, if we're now, Dubrovnik is the very, very south of Croatia, the final
Right.
frontier, you know. And
Hmm.
Pula would be northwest of Dubrovnik.
Okay. Okay. All right. And oh, isn't that beautiful?
It is. So this is St. George's Cathedral, the dome that we see illuminated. This is Šibenik.
Okay. Beautiful.
Well,
And
Šibenik, the vicinity of Split, what there is to say. I mean, it was under the Venetians for a very long amount of time. It's also at the coast. It has a lot of beautiful forts. The city government was very hardworking. They got some funding from the European Union, and they started refurbishing the old forts and opening them for visitors. And also they're throwing a lot of concerts at those forts, and also they can be rented out from many different venues.
oh, beautiful. Beautiful. And so, and what are we seeing here?
Second largest city of Croatia, this is Split.
Okay.
Also a very big attraction in Croatia. Just until recently, Split was actually a hub. It was a place where you would catch a ferry for some of the islands in the vicinity. But in the last 4 or 5 years, Split is becoming an attraction of itself. It's a pretty big city. I mean, big in Croatian terms. The population of Split is around 300,000. So for us,
Oh,
that's a bigger city.
okay. And I guess if you want to enjoy the beach, this is where you do it.
Well, yeah.
And this is where?
This is Brač Island. This is across of Split. This is the Golden Horn. Well, this is what it's recognized in the travel media, internet, wherever. We
Okay.
call it in Croatian Zlatni Rat. And yes, it's a very big attraction. So just to tell you, so you see that it's formed like a triangle. On the left-hand side of the photo that we see now, there is no wind. But if you would walk over to the right-hand side, it's always windy. There is
Ah,
no logical explanation for that. I don't know why, but it's the way it is.
it's the way the wind blows, as we say. You
If you're
never
feeling
know.
too hot, if you're overwhelmed by the sun, then you just move over to the right-hand side and
Just
just
go to the
enjoy the
other side.
breeze.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's beautiful. So, and then we're back in Dubrovnik again, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've taken a little tour here and looked at everything and back to our original picture. So, yeah. So I'm going to come back on the screen here and talk a little bit about all of that. So it's such a, I mean, well, I haven't been. I've tried to come. I don't even know how many times I've tried to come now. As you know, I was supposed to come in December, and then I was supposed to come in April, and then I was supposed to be there in June, and now hopefully October. But it just looks like such an amazing, beautiful country to me. And is it fairly easy to get around? So, I mean, let's say I wanted to fly into Zagreb and I wanted to go to Plitvice Lakes. And let's say I also wanted to see some of the Istrian Peninsula or, and then work my way down. How easy is that to do?
So it's basically in the summertime, it's very simple because it depends where you want to start your trip from Dubrovnik, from the south or up from the north, and checking all the points to Dubrovnik, to be Dubrovnik your last stop. I hope we will get the direct flight again to the US, which would be very great, of course.
Right.
And we hope this will, I think probably next year. This year, I'm not sure, but I don't think that we're gonna have the direct flight to Dubrovnik. Right. We had it like, I think 3 times a week. Yes, it was 3 times a week, and then they said they're gonna change it to every day. But then we had this whole COVID-19 situation, and the plans were changed. So basically, you can start from Zagreb is very well connected with every bigger airport, and it's very simple to get down from Zagreb to Dubrovnik. So especially if you want to see the Plitvice Lakes, which is a great stop on the way, and then so you don't have to drive a lot for the next stop. Perhaps you stay one night over there, relax, and see other places, and then let me say in 7 days from Zagreb to Dubrovnik, you can make a great holiday and see the best of Croatia.
So yeah, nice. That's a nice amount of time. And then if you had a little more time, then at that point you charter a goulet and go have a nice trip around the Adriatic and enjoy it that way too. So.
And you try the wine from the north down to the south, and then you can decide which one is better. Of course, we like the south wine much more.
Exactly.
It's a little bit stronger than the north wine, but because of the sun.
Yeah.
But definitely culinary is something that Croatia is still not very well known for that, but it's coming more and more, and there are so many secrets to be found in our country regarding culinary, especially wine.
Well, and I've heard that there's, if you go inland too, that there are some really fantastic places to see as far as vineyards and the food culture and things like that. So what would be some of your favorite places inland? I mean, I think everybody pretty much knows about Zagreb, but other than that, not so much. So what would be some recommendations you'd have there for us?
Well, then you would have to book for 3 weeks in Croatia.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, Croatia is growing vines and making wine since ancient times. And there is an eastern part of Croatia, which is called Slavonia. And Slavonia is truly amazing. The very, very east of Croatia. So for instance, there is a town of Ilok, I-L-O-K. That city is well known for many different wines, and the wine they make over there is truly amazing. Specifically, they're known for traminac.
Okay. Interesting. And what would that be equivalent to that I might know? That kind of wine. What would it be? Anything like I would know?
I would have to think.
Is it red or is it white?
No, it's white. It's white.
Okay. All right, we'll start with that.
It's fine. It may be Chardonnay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I was curious about that. So, well, good. It sounds so wonderful. And oh my gosh, so we've been today, just in kind of a recap, we have started in Dubrovnik, and we've been to Var and Pula and to Korčula and to Brač, and we've talked about Zagreb, and so we've covered a lot of territory. That's great. And Marina, so I'm just curious, because you said you had some people that you were touring with today from Germany, you said? So
yes.
Is that right? Okay. So are people from some of the European countries able to come and go now, or do
they only need the test, so to show that they're negative, and that's it.
Oh, okay, great. Well, it's interesting because I have some friends who have family in Germany, and they were wanting to go to Germany to visit their family this summer. And I said, I'm not sure that's going to happen. I said, but you could meet in Croatia. So maybe that will be the answer. Who knows?
Well, so let us just tell you what the current situation is. So you have a lot of European countries that are under a lockdown, very strict curfews and whatnot.
Right.
The English are paying fines. I think it's £5,000 per person if they leave the country, Wow. And yeah, in Croatia, so you can walk freely. There is no curfew. You do have to wear masks, so they're required. They're still not mandatory out in the open, so you can walk the streets without wearing a mask. But if you're going in enclosed spaces, then you have to wear a mask.
Right.
And basically, that's it. I mean, the shops are open, cafes and restaurants are open, but only at terraces.
Right. Okay. Well, it sounds good to me, and I think I'm gonna have to start talking to some people about getting there sooner than later. So, well, thank you both so much. I appreciate you being here with me and talking about this. And it's always so good to know people that are on the ground there and that we can trust to work with and have good relationships with. And I love working with people too that own their own company like you do, and I do mine as well. And we take pride in our work, and we want our clients to be really happy. And it's not just a job. We do it because we love it, and I can tell that that's the case with you all. And you're happy to have some clients back, and I hope more and more just continue to come your way. And I hope I'll be sending you some soon as well. So, okay. Well, good. Well, thank you so much. I'm just going to play this little closing here and sign off. So thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you very much.